How's everybody doing today? It is Monday, June 10th, right here in Central Time, 9:55 a.m. I got my good boy Cody Yarbrough, Cody
I
Yarbrough, right here on the line today. Wanting to talk to you guys about something. I know if you're brand new in the business, this is a thought that has come up in your brain and probably caused you a little bit of stress when you should raise your prices. And we want to give you kind of some benchmarks, some navigational beacons, if you will, to where you can know when you need to raise them, to where it's not always just a feeling. Or a lot of you guys deal with stress and you never raise them. There's guys who've been probably washing forever. We talked to Gibson. These guys are still doing the same price that they were doing 8 years ago, and they've never raised their price and their business is suffering for it. So, Cody, thanks for coming on today.
ain't no thing, man. It is my birthday today. I'm 38. Don't really care. I don't really care about it. No way. We just do the same. We do the same thing we're gonna do. It don't matter really. But yeah. So guys are like you're talking about. I did an interview with a guy in the lawn care industry Saturday, and he was basically outlining the same thing that we see here in the pressure washing space. And it's a lot of guys that are fearful to raise their prices. Some of that comes from different reasons. Maybe they suck at closing. And so instead of getting better at closing, they try to make up for it with a discount, right? Or lower prices or whatever. And we see it a lot with guys always looking for a discount when they're buying something, which is nothing wrong with getting a discount necessarily, but it just messes their mindset up because as they're looking at their income and their outgo, if they're not making as much money as they'd like to make, there's only two sides of the equation that you can play with. How much money did you bring in? And how much money are you spending on your fuel, your truck, your chemicals, right? Your parts, your consumables, all the marketing. And so what happens a lot of times is guys really aren't sure how to work on the income side of the equation. It's either they don't know how or they're too lazy to put in the work to attain those skills. And so they only default to the savings side of the equation. So if you're an astute business owner, you should probably be trying to really hit both sides of the equation. But I will tell you that the savings category, it can only get you down to a certain level. And you look at your P&Ls and you look at how much is going out, right? You can only get down. There is a bottom there that you can't go any lower than that. But the income side of the equation, the top end there is literally infinity. So that's what we talk about a lot of times. And guys, if you can learn how to raise your prices, when and how to do it, where to land at in your individual market, it can position you in a certain way versus your competition. That's a big deal that I think a lot of guys don't really understand the positioning. Aaron, you talk about positioning a little bit. That is a thing.
Sure. I think the reason guys don't understand positioning in general, a lot of them have probably never heard the word positioning, optics, the way something is perceived can create price elasticity in the marketplace. And when I first started my business, I was just a dude in a truck and I was really broke in a really bad situation. So I didn't have the wrap on the truck. I started listing out the things I didn't have that could make me look pro, right? With the wrap on the truck, the uniforms, the badass gear, all the stuff. So I said, I just have to lean on Aaron's personality and make them like me and trust me. And so trust, though, a lot of guys don't understand how far trust goes. Trust really is all of it, frankly. So how can I garner trust from these prospects to where I can turn them into customers? And for me, it was just becoming really relatable, really personable with them, spending more time on the estimate. I think guys who don't have a ton of lead flow early on and are brand new in the business, I believe they should do in-person estimates so they can learn substrates, so they can learn what stains look like and the difference. And that was something that was good for me. And then just going out and just making them, honestly, getting a belly laugh out of them at some point in the interaction to bring them a little closer into the rapport, and then quoting the price definitely above where they would normally pay. But I was a one-man guy with pretty lean expenses. So I started becoming really profitable. Thus is the Lean and Mean Academy and that whole mentality that's permeated YouTube in a way. But that's how I did it. And I think that's how a brand new guy should do it. It's to position themselves as more trustworthy around the person's, because I was cleaning windows, Cody. So I was cleaning interior windows when I first started. And I would position myself as the only guy in your master bedroom. Like I was the dude. There wasn't a crew of second chancers out here that are going to be in your master bed. And I would position against it. I would
Right.
totally say, hey, like there's a lot of bigger companies out there as they have crews. Yeah, they're background checked, but I'll be honest with you, I'm a one man show. I will be the only person in your home. I definitely have to clean your kid's bedroom. I'll be the only person in there. I'll be the only person in your master bedroom. I promise you, I will do an excellent job. And that immediately, because they've heard horror stories of theft, little stuff, guys here today, gone tomorrow, stuff like that. Those richer clients, they meet you, they trust you. They're like, you're the only one in our place. We trust you. Heck, come on in. You know what I mean? And so it was an immediate, I can almost charge 1.5 or double. Like I've
Right.
had people pay me double than what they paid last time. And that's how I garnered that trust. So that's positioning, guys. Positioning is what you can't fix, you feature. Okay. In a big way. Like I couldn't fix that I wasn't a big company. I couldn't fix that I didn't have a wrap on the truck at that time. I couldn't fix that I didn't have uniforms, that I didn't have a million reviews. So I featured it. So I said, look, I am the smallest guy.
Mhm.
I'm the leanest guy. I am the guy who's out here. I'm going to be the only guy in your house. And they said, all right, cool. So it was more of a boutique positioning of a window cleaner. So what you can't fix, you got to feature. And that's exactly what I did. That was my positioning on raising my prices beyond everyone else.
Yeah. So you're looking at these things like how the landscape is mysterious, I think, to a lot of new guys, and they're really not sure what, numbers. I would be interested to know how many dudes even pull a P&L every month and look at it and analyze their numbers, because that little piece of accounting there will tell you a lot of things that you can get some information about your business. So your close ratio, that's a big deal. That's a big deal for guys in the truck. We want to know what we're closing at for inbound qualified leads. That's important. Make sure they're qualified leads. And then how many of those can you close? And then you need to do some self analysis and see if you're good at closing, because if you just get closing, that can skew your close ratios. Learning those skills, learning where you want to land at in the market, in positioning. A good example is like Honda engines. Okay. Everybody wants a Honda engine. Why? Because Honda's done a really good job of saying that they are the motor, right? Snap on tools. No, they're off. I mean, it don't really matter, but that's not how people think about it out there in the world. We're looking at our P&Ls. We're looking at our outbound expenses. We're looking at our income. And I was talking to Gibson Saturday, the lawn care guy, and he was talking about how everybody, price goes up except the service industry guys. They're totally fine with paying full price everywhere else, except when it comes to us. And I'm just not okay with that. I don't know what motivated a lot of guys. I don't know what motivated you if you're watching this video to get into the business, but what motivates me is changing my family trajectory, taking my family tree in another path. And what's going to get me there is profitability. And so I don't have any kind of qualms about charging. In fact, I feel like it is my duty to extract as much money out of the marketplace as the marketplace is willing to sustain. Now, that's with the caveat that you're going to do an excellent job when you get there. Now, we don't really say that much because I feel like that goes without saying. Duh, obviously, you're going to do a good job. You're going to stand behind your word. You're going to take care of the client if something does go wrong. But a lot of guys, they have a really hard time with feeling, I think, internally justified with charging enough money. And this is why we see so many service businesses fail. They come into business, they get up and off the ground, and in year 2 or 3, they're selling, if they even make it that far, they're selling all their equipment and they're getting back out of the business. And then people will say, "Oh, see, the market's too saturated." No, it's not that it's necessarily too saturated. It's that it's easy to get into. Therefore, a lot of people will get into it. Therefore, a lot of people ain't going to put in the work or learn how to charge a higher price, and be okay with it. And if you can't see that you needed to raise your prices in since COVID, last, whatever you want to call it, 4 years, whatever it is, I don't know what other example we're going to get in our lifetimes, guys, that like you should have raised your prices, if anything, preemptively. So we just went through that. Home prices are astoundingly higher than they were even 2 years ago. A lot of guys, if you look at the house you're in now, you probably could not rebuy that same house today. You're just lucky that you were already in it, right? Okay, look, that's a thing that happened. I guarantee you in the next 25 years, if it's going to happen again. Now, it could be multiple of those could happen. And so I'm not going to wait and be reactive. I'm going to try to get on the front end of that and position my business correctly, learn the skills, know my numbers, and charge as much as I can, because the more you charge, the more war chest you can build to weather those tough times if they're coming. And it just makes life a lot easier. It keeps your sustainability a lot more. You're hard to kill. With profits, the higher the profits, you are much harder to kill. And I like being hard to kill.
You're damn right. Guys, before we get too deep into this, is really great info. Some guys brand new don't even know what a P&L is. I know, look, dude, me cutting lawns at 17, we didn't have no damn P&L, man. We was all happy to get paid, okay? Probably using some gas out of dad's gas tank out behind the shop to run the mowers. Definitely parking the trailer at my parents' house at 17 for sure. But before we get too deep into this, Cody and I have a serious starter event coming up June 28th and 29th at Southeast Soft Wash headquarters down in Roanoke, Alabama. Cody, real briefly, let's share with them what this event entails, and I'll share with them what my side entails.
Yeah, this will be, we're getting on up there in the serious starter. Emily's coming to get her cat because the Missy Moo is having her morning insanity. Missy, you pissing me off. But you are very pretty, so I'm going to let you slide. Come get your damn cat, man. She's playing in Legos. But no, so we sold out every serious starter we've ever done. We have a tendency to try to have one or two more guys in there than the room can even hold. And so this will be probably the last one for the year. We don't really do them much in the fall. It just depends on how our life's going, but it's a 2-day event, a lot of information. Day one, we're going to talk about soft wash 101. We're going to go through how to wash, downstreaming, soft washing, substrates, chemicals, ratios, specialty cleaning, packages, how to turn all of that technical knowledge into a sales process with the customer, equipment maintenance, equipment selection. We'll go out on the job site and clean something, and we'll go through that entire, what it looks like to pull up to a house, do a job, and leave. And this is coming from me, and I've done millions of dollars in washing. TCs, I don't know why your 12-volt ain't pulling water, dude. Couldn't tell you. I had to look at that later. Day two is normally when everybody's mind is expanded a little bit, because Aaron's going to jump in there and talk about a lot of marketing stuff. I've sat in the class a bunch of times. I don't really stay in there anymore on Saturdays because I've heard it. But the first few times that I got to hear Aaron's Saturday portion on the marketing advertising section, it was like, holy crap. And we've implemented a lot of that stuff into Southeast Soft Wash, and it's really blew up our presence. It's taken us to where we're able to do $1 million months now. We just did $1 million last month, did $1 million a month before that, did $1 million a month before that, and trended to maybe do that again this month. So I don't know what to tell you. I don't know. If you guys, I'm not telling you, you're going to do $1 million in your washing truck, but I'm just telling you that these things will scale your company. These are just tactics that you're not, I promise you, you're not aware of right now. So come and learn.
Aaron don't do nothing.
He don't do shit.
It wasn't even do over there. He just walks around and smokes cigars, man.
I don't know what he does. He more or less wizard.
He just needs to make more videos. That's all I know.
It's good information. So
yeah, day two.
We feed you both days. Go ahead.
Day two, I just want to tell you guys, I don't do a presentation, so it's not a bunch of slides. It's not really something that you can absorb through a bunch of slides. What I'm going to do is I'm going to open my laptop. I'm going to open my process to you on how I build out organic traffic for websites. See, the majority of the traffic that comes, a large majority of the traffic that comes to Southeast Soft Wash and my local service business, and it's very similar on how you market these two things, is organic. Okay. It's organic SEO. It's search intent based traffic. Now, I want you guys to ask yourself, what will be the value of having people in your area, whether it's a mile, 5 miles, 10 miles, 20 miles away, Google pressure washing, and you show up at the top. All right. According to Cody, that's worth $1 million a month. Okay. So, right. For your business, it's probably worth 30, 40, 50, 100,000 a month, something like that with a pressure washing guy.
It's
So
a game changer because now you're not chasing leads.
they can lead.
They come to you, and it's a positioning tactic as well. So it fixes a lot of problems, and just that one thing, man, like it will change a lot of your ability to do what we're talking about in this video today to raise your prices. Because if you got lead flow, then you got cash flow. If you just know you've got X amount of leads coming to you through Google that are intent based, are ready to buy, they're looking for a guy, you're not pushing their arm to get them to buy. That means you can start massaging your number up, right? So you hit a ceiling in your local market, and you'll find out what the number is, but you can do that from a position of what Joe Rogan says is FU, right? I'm doing that a lot with my life. I'm putting myself in a position where I can do things, but I don't need to do them. And that's a much less, it's that, you take the cat in a room full of rocking chairs feeling off of your business because, I just know I'm going to have a certain amount of lead flow. Now I can still go do a Facebook ad or a yard sign. I still do throw the gas on the fire marketing, but I've just got a furnace that burns and it's going to do X. And therefore we can sit back and plan the business. This is really working on your business and not working in your business. And that the day that you really realize that you're able to do that, that's a big day. I got into this and had no idea where we were going. We're just washing stuff, right? And now 5, 6 years later, we're in a completely different place. Didn't plan some of that. It's just, you feel like they picked your Spanish galleon up and just dropped it somewhere in the Atlantic. And you're like, hell, I don't know. There's the dipper. Let's go that way. But eventually you do start getting a trail that you can follow. And that's much funner. It's a much more sustainable business because you at least know what you're trying to get to.
Yeah, you can make educated decisions when you have a constant. You have what's called a control in marketing. You have something that I'm going to get about this much of a dollar amount in jobs per leads per month that come into my business. So for the new guy, right, for a new guy, for a great lead flow, a great constant control would be 8,000 a month, right? Brand new. That's great. And so he can say, okay, I know guaranteed that I'm going to have within the season, I'm going to have about 8,000 a month coming in from these leads. Okay. And it's going to grow over time as you keep doing the process that I'm going to teach you guys. He has that control coming in. So now he can make educated decisions on other marketing that could be a little more risky, right? Hey, I want to run this ad. I want to get a bunch of yard signs. I want to do this. I want to do stuff that kind of takes a little more effort than Google does. He can make more educated decisions on where he places his money. If he wants to get another employee or he wants to buy a piece of equipment, he knows that amount of money is going to come in every month. And I'm going to tell you guys, for a lot of you who've never ran a business, you don't understand the stress of cash flow. Okay. You don't understand that. And as soon as, if you've never ran a business and you're brand new in this, as soon as December hits, you will understand the stress of cash flow. Okay. Because you can't spray frozen water unless you're in Florida. Guys don't have that problem. So that's what I'm going to teach you in day 2. Bring a notebook, bring an open brain, bring a damn Neuralink hard drive, because I'm going to pack it of information that's super implementable on June 28th, 29th series starter event.
Yep. We've already sold a good few little tickets. And I don't think we've mentioned it, but one.
We haven't. We're so terrible at promoting our own event. We got other shit going.
Stuff going on.
But let's get back to when they should raise prices. I know we talked a little bit about P&L, Cody, and that's a new guy probably doesn't even know what that is. Guys, if you don't have a CRM, Quote IQ will definitely give you this option as far as downloading your P&L and stuff like that and being able to see it, a concrete expenses, income, outgo. We have a bottom line. That's what the whole term bottom line for you guys who were employees at one point in time recently. That's what that is, the bottom line. The number that's left over.
Yeah, you're going to plug if you guys are using Quote IQ or something, it integrates into QuickBooks, and that's the most common accounting software. And you don't have to be like a super nerd to run QuickBooks, but I recommend getting an accountant for sure. But you need to be real familiar with your P&L. Like you need to be checking it basically and know what your break-even number is per day. That's ideal. A weekly break-even number. What do you need to earn per week to clear some money at the end of the month? And you start having targets that are much more right here. I can shoot this. It's right here. So it'll integrate over and dump all your money. And then you're just looking at, it's really simple on a wash truck or a lawn care guy or anything like that, because you're looking at a service-based business doesn't really have cost of goods, right? You're not buying a thing. So the closest thing we could throw in that category would be your chems, your bleach. We can call that cost of goods, but it's not. It's consumable. See, you really just have expenses. That's what you're going to be doing. You get your top line, you run your expenses, right? Probably not a bad idea to put yourself on payroll and help yourself out on some taxes, tax structuring by having your paycheck already deducted out. And so you know, what's your paycheck going to be? I don't know. Depends on how quick you want to run the business or grow the business. If you want to blow it up, pay yourself as absolutely little as possible and keep everything in and reinvest it. There'll come a time when you can start paying yourself more later, but you got your top line. This is how much money we brought in from all of the homeowners and Mrs. Jones and all the people. They gave us X amount of money last month. And this is what it took to run the company: truck, insurance, chemicals. Did I spend any parts this month? Did I have to? And it's not a lot of money. It's why it drives me absolutely nuts, because an average rig is going to be $1,500 a year in upkeep for the equipment. So it comes out to freaking nothing a month. But dudes flip out about having to replace a hose or a swivel or something like that. So you got your expenses, you run it, and then you've got a gross profit. And you got some more stuff in there that you'll take out, and you've got a net profit. Okay. And that's the number that you want to find, is that bottom line number. And then with that data, you can start saying, okay, it's January, February, March, April, May, June. We know what the front half of the year looks like. We know what Q1 looks like, Q2 looks like, Q3 looks like, Q4 looks like. Some of you guys are shut down completely in Q4. Okay. So that means you need to raise your prices, and you need to position yourself in the market to X number so that your year extrapolates out to this. Okay. You got to have a number that you're shooting for. It is not a good idea to just go out there and say, to hell with it, whatever happens, because if you don't have a goal, here's how you're guaranteed to not hit a number, is to not have one. If you don't have a number, we talked about this yesterday. Would you see a little Super Pump logo up there? See down there, a little Super Pump logo. We didn't just say, hey, we're going to make a pump. We'll see where it, no, we had numbers it had to hit, or we would throw it in the ditch and start over. And it honestly probably added a year to the process.
Oh yeah.
Think about the lost sales of a year you didn't have a pump, but think about how you wouldn't have been in love with the pump if it wasn't what you wanted. Okay. So don't go out there and make today's sale and sacrifice tomorrow's business model over today's sale. We want to get the thing right, because once it's right, we know what we're shooting. If you want to make 100, your old job, you made 70 grand, right? You want to make 100, you want to make 125, you want to make 150, whatever you want to make on that truck that you're willing to work. Like you may be, hey dude, I'm going to work every Saturday too. I'm going to work 6 days a week. Or you may have a wife and 3 little kids and you're like, I need some family time. There is nothing wrong with either one of those. You just got to figure out what you want to do and then massage your pricing to reflect that. But I will tell you that there is a landmine in there, because if you start raising those prices just willy-nilly and you're not getting yourself better, you're not advertising better, you're not positioning better, you're learning how to close better, you're not doing a good job when you show up, you're going to self-implode. You can't just go out there and say, it's $4,000 to wash your house, and that's how I'm going to fix my P&L. Okay, good fucking luck, because you're not going to close any deals. So there is a dance, right, that we're all doing all the time. I just saw an article yesterday where McDonald's is trying to bring back some of that cheap because of inflation and people mad because it's the dance we're all playing. You go get mad at McDonald's, we're going to. It ain't McDonald's idea. This is capitalism. Another guy comes into your market with a wrapped truck, piece of equipment. You know what it is? It's called capitalism. And you got to figure that crap out. I think what we see a lot of times is guys' number one place they want to run to, give a discount, drop the price, lower the price, instead of working on all these other areas that affect that bottom line.
Yeah, I think the whole skills portion, for example, we talk about, this is just about a fifth of the papers. I just bought another course, so I'm studying again. But guys, I say that to say that you have to go out and try to seek out the knowledge to learn, because how would I know how to market like this if I didn't seek the knowledge and learn and try and all of the intangibles? Guys, this isn't something that someone can take from me. It's in my brain now. But a lot of guys, they discount all of that and they just go straight to clean everything, maybe run some Google ads if they got some balls. A lot of guys are too scared to run Google ads, right? You got to expand your courage, okay, and your self-esteem about what you believe you can do. Every single one of you watching this right now can do what we're saying.
Bills.
You're capable. I promise there are people making way more money than you that are dumb. All right. I promise you that, dude. But they're not dumb in the fact that they're willing to invest. I know the guys who go the fastest in this business, Cody, and we've seen it, are guys like Todd Ketchow, guys like Andrew Clegg, people that have come to our events and they just keep absorbing, dude.
Ashley Westfall.
Like you're sitting there watching them and they're just like, no, I'll buy that too. John McAbee, right? John McAbee was doing probably $30K a month just in roof painting. He was a painting company, but he was expanding. Oh, cool. Thanks. Great. Battery exhausted.
Yeah,
yeah. You're mirroring what I feel like, right? Gorlami. Here we go. Let me redirect to boom. There was
the whole thing.
guns.
Stand off.
Oh, can't get me. Hard to kill, man. But investing in those intangible skills, learning how to sell, go take a selling course. I don't care whose it is. It could be a car sales guy course.
We bought some for the company, spent like tens of thousands of dollars in sales training just this year for the guys in the company. And that's something a lot of people wouldn't do, but you've really got to start understanding. Like I tell guys when they come to my regular class, the number one question I get is, well, how much do I charge? And I say, hell, I don't know. And I'm being funny. I'm setting them up for a game that we're going to play. But this is what I tell you. Go back to your local market, reach down in your pocket, pull a number out when you're looking at that house that you think you got a number. We got a number. Okay. And you looking at that house and you got a number pops in here and throw it out there and see what happens. But here's the cool thing. We're so profitable in this industry and this business on the per job basis that you really can't screw up too bad. And it gives you runway to start figuring it out. But here's what you need to instantly start tracking. Am I closing every one of those when I throw that number out? That's called your close ratio. If I'm closing 80%, 90, 85% of those when I throw that spitball number out, then that means I should raise my price because I'm either very good at closing, which you're not, or your price is just about too low. So that's a indicator all right, we got some data. We've shot some rounds down range and we've got a cluster that's tied to the right. I'm going to click this way and click this way. And I'm going to massage that over. Quote IQ will have you some national average square foot pricing. I hate a square foot price. I don't believe in a damn square foot price. It's a cheat. You lazy ass. You don't put in the work. So you're saying, well, what's the average in the nation? Well, it ain't got nothing to do with Rock Mills. It ain't got nothing to do with, you see what I'm saying?
Ain't nothing got nothing to do with Rock Mills.
It really don't. You got to find out your number. So what you do is you take that first season and you figure out what your number is. And then you extrapolate back, do the math and say, okay, what does that equal per square foot? Because I know that a house that looks like that's vinyl, I need to be at 700. for these kind of houses. I look at them like, if it's 3-bed, 2-bath, 2-car garage, all of them are the same damn thing. Okay. They are all the same. If I look at, this is how I quote that right there. And if it's 3-bed, 2-bath, 2-car garage, and they got one cat and one dog, it's this fucking price. There's another bracket past that, and then there's another bracket past that, and then there's one lower than that. Okay. And we don't really like going to, we'll go there, but the ones below that, you don't go there. We don't even go there. So we're shooting at this band. It's middle-class suburbia. These are your vinyl siding neighborhoods where you pull into the subdivision and the little sign out front looks like it was $6,000. Okay. All right. Then the next block, you pull in and there's sprinklers and shit, right? There's a little guy on a golf cart picking up stuff with a gopher, right there.
There you go. Yeah.
See, another category. And then we go up from there and it's G-Wagons and like shit like that. So I've got my numbers and I want to hit the top end of all of these different. We went to, where did we go? Chops Lobster Bar last night in Atlanta. It's my birthday. Alyssa's birthday is tomorrow. Our birthdays line up real close. Dinner last night was $2,200. Okay. Damn. Dinner was good as hell.
It's rocks up on them New Balances.
For them New Balances. The farm. If I already knew what it was going to be, look, the waiter had a GMT on. I was like, I appreciate that. You the waiter popping a Rolly GMT. It's okay. I'm fine with paying it because I'm buying a memory with the family more than I'm buying anything else. Honestly, the steak I've had just as good a steaks at freaking Texas Roadhouse. Hands down. I have had just as good of a ribeye at Texas Roadhouse. But you don't remember Texas Roadhouse. You remember Chops Lobster Bar in Atlanta. That's what you remember. And I want the customer to remember the experience. Now, we're just washing your house, okay? It's not like you're going to become best friends, but I want it to be I'm going to charge a boutique price, but I'm going to deliver a boutique service. When I leave, they're going to be like, damn, that guy's, he's legit. That's a good dude. He's my guy. And this is how you formulate your structure. It just gets easier over time if you'll do it this way. That's why we say year 2 hits different. Year 3 hits like even different, because if you do it this way, it just gets easier the longer that you're in business.
Yeah, I think the biggest cheat code, and it's hard to quantify into words for guys on how to do that, is just care. If you just care, don't skip steps. What is a boutique service? That's a big question. It's called care.
Yeah.
Just don't pull the hose over their daylilies. Stop. Don't pull the hose over their little landscape lighting. That's an easy one. But the daylilies, so you can murder a bunch of daylilies and not even feel it in the pool. See? So what you got to do? You going around the house. You parked in the driveway here. A lot of house here. You pull that hose way the hell out here and go around the house.
Make a pinker.
That's right. You don't pull it straight off and cut the corner because you're ripping up her daily. It's called care. That's a boutique service, along with having a personality that's just a little bit better than a cardboard box. Like, you need to just be a little better, be personable. Don't be just someone who doesn't even speak to the person if they're there.
I got a big problem with guys that try to give away the farm to compensate for care. It's like, oh man,
that's not fair.
I care that charge a premium price, because I've factored in to that boutique experience. I'm usually going to do one extra that's real easy. It's free. It's literally nothing. And they didn't ask for it. That's the catch. They didn't ask for it. And I'm going to say at the end of service, hey, by the way, I got your patio furniture. We cleaned that off while we were back there. Don't worry about that. Looks really good. Thank you guys for the business. You hear the tone, the cadence change in the voice. If I'm charting correctly, I can do that. And it feels, the guy last night brought out dessert because it was our birthday. I don't give a damn about no free cheesecake. I'm going to buy the cheesecake. Okay. But he's doing it for a reason, because the margin in the $2,200 is already baked in for them to bring out the $18 cheesecake that I would have bought. So you know what? We bought some more cheesecake because it was really good. But you can't do that if you're on a shoestring budget.
Can't.
What guys do is they're on a shoestring budget, but they feel like they want to offer that little bump to the customer. So they spend an extra hour and a half rinsing.
Mhm.
What the hell did that do? The customer don't say, you feel like he did something. He didn't do shit. It will look no different. Charge correctly. And that gives you the ability to give that boutique experience overall.
Absolutely. So I think we hit the P&L, right? You can see it through data, right? And also we see it through close ratio, right? And we talked a little bit about what is a boutique service, what justifies being high ticket as something. Look, guys, I'm gonna tell you something. I'm gonna just be straight up honest with you guys, okay? I wasn't the first soul until I came on this YouTube talking about high ticket. Okay, I'm about tired of the word high ticket being thrown around. That is a Lean and Mean Academy word, and y'all know it all the way back 2018. But I appreciate y'all making it ubiquitous. Why is it ubiquitous now? Is because the new guy, I believe in my heart, that the guy who's just getting started in his business, okay, he's leaving his job or he's lost his job, whatever. He's just getting started. I believe you should be able to replace your income within a year. I know it's possible. I've done it. We've taught thousands of guys around the world how to do it with one truck starting out. Okay. But the only way you're going to survive and be able to do that is do what we're talking about here, which is position yourself as a boutique service, raise your prices. You're going to do it on data, but that's probably going to be late in the year, late your first year, definitely your second year, you'll have the data because when you first get started, you have no data,
Right.
okay, to even know. And come to the event, serious starter. Like I'll share with you guys, like we'll have a lot of time to talk and eat lunch and stuff. We feed you guys both days. But if you got questions about like how to price and stuff, what would I price something at? I'll answer your question on what I price it at and help you out there. I think the starting point for a lot of guys, just that interaction of taking money from a customer. If they're at a job, Cody, they've never had to do that.
You don't feel icky when it's on your paycheck.
No,
You know, the ick when you did it, when you looked at them and they gave you the money. The damnedest thing is customer don't feel no kind of way about it.
nope. You're
You
making
just
it all up.
look some horse shit that is wrong and it's puts people over profits. Just go get my Glock and kill me.
Hold on real quick.
You got to make a profit. But we've right there. But we've seen guys so much. That's why we take such a stance against it, is because we don't want you to fail. And what we've seen literally with tens of thousands of interactions with guys in the industry is I know this for myself too. It is a scary thing to start a business. You're terrified. You probably don't really show that if you're stoic, and you should be. Don't go around crying. But when you get in your alone time and you're in that truck going back home on Friday and you didn't make enough all week, you're operating out of fear. And so we just see it a lot. The tendency is to go lower the price. The tendency is to go to the bottom. It's a race to the bottom because you're trying to drum up business.
Mhm.
Okay? And what we're telling you is do what you got to do today, but don't let that become the plan for your company. Because if you do, you'll be 5 years in it making $250,000 with a still got a broke mindset, and you're trying to return pumps that are wore out. You're trying to skimp on your marketing. You got a one-page website, looks like asses. You make plenty of money now. What you did is you programmed your mind the wrong way. If you're broke, you are literally broke, dude, go charge them. But go charge them $199 and get you some cash. But don't let that become who you are. Don't let that seep into your bones, because
Modus operandi.
it will do, dude. It will do it. And that's why so many businesses fail, because literally they weren't charging enough. If you get those customers that say, well, last guy charged me $150. Why? Okay, call him. He don't answer the phone no more. Why? Didn't make no money. See, he didn't make any money. You've got to get okay with making money. You've got to be okay with it.
Those
It
low
is a
ticket
great
wins are the low ticket wins for a guy starting out are more bad than good, frankly. Now he can't see that
right.
long term. It's because he has gotten the Pavlov, like he's gotten rewarded. The bell rang. He told him $199. He got some food, right? The bell rang. He told him $200. He got some food, right?
white mouse.
Totally. And he's trained his own mind to
Here's what's crazy. What you just said, I want you to run through that again. What happens? Go ahead and run top to bottom that again. Give them the scenario.
when
They
started.
They charge $99. What happens?
Bell rings, he gets a check, a little check. We get some food, right? Goes out there, he does it again. He charges $99. He gets a check. He gets some food.
He maybe goes up to $149, right?
He gets a bing for get some food, and he feels like he made progress.
Add 3 years to that. If he's around in 3 years, he looks over at the next aquarium with a mouse in it, and that mouse is charging $6.99 and getting some food. Same thing, same reward. And instead of him saying, because this is difficult for us guys to do, instead of looking at me, a business owner that does millions of dollars a month, and learning from me, because I'm very open about it, because I'm not arrogant. What I preach to the guys that they have a hard time hearing it, but I say, look, man, I've made more money in a month than your wash business has ever made. And I'm telling you that as a dummy redneck that has figured some things out. I want you to do is take a page, and I want you to go win too. I want to see you win. I'm not saying it from arrogance. I'm saying, look, I'm the mouse in the next aquarium. And what y'all don't see is I'm looking at another mouse in my next aquarium that's doing $100 million.
Yep.
But here's what's easier to do. It's easier. Look at the next aquarium and say, that's a scam.
He's
That
ripping people off.
People over profits. That's something wrong with that mouse right there. See, he's charging way too much because it's hard to tell yourself that you have left money on the table. You have not moved your family up a notch. It's easier to spin a web of horse shit that I don't want no money, no way, than it is to say,
maybe I got some things I need to change. And maybe I need to learn some new skills.
Ain't that crazy that it's easier for a guy to turn on making a profit and making that the wrong? He said, I don't want that much food, no way. Instead of saying, damn, there's guys out here. The day that you find out there's another wash company in your area making $300,000 a year and you were making $125, he puts his pants on the same damn way.
Yep.
Now you've got a moment, a mental fork in the road that you've got to say, I'm either going to go and study and learn and figure out how to get, okay, he's doing, I don't do it, or I do more than that. It's an epiphany moment, but it is the moment of salvation. You either hear the gospel, believe and receive, but that requires repentance. It requires you to turn and go the other way. It requires a change in direction. Or you say, I don't need to be saved, no way. I'm good with the being, I'm good with the one morsel. And it's just so strange to me that humans, it is easier for us to say we don't want it.
Yeah.
Knowing good that ain't true than to say, yes, I want it and I've got to figure out how to do it, because that second option comes with work. It comes with a lot of staying up. It means you're going to get to work all week, go home, hold that stack of damn papers up again.
That's right.
Y'all see how that was? He don't need that shit. He don't need none of that. He's doing it because he's looking over there and saying, dang, there's more to get.
There's something I don't know for sure. There's a lot I don't know. Like, I've done pretty good, but I'm like, bro, like I'm trying to find probably about, I don't know, in this stack, probably about 4 things that mess me up for about an afternoon. Like that I didn't know, like mind-blowing stuff. All of it's not going to be mind-blowing. Most of it's going to be stuff I know. I don't care about that stuff. I know most of it's going to be that, and I still bought it. But I know there's about 4 things in here, and it's probably going to be about a phone book when I'm done printing and I got to get some more ink. But there's going to be about 4 things that get me a little messed up. I got to go sit out on the porch and puff about it. You know what I'm saying? Like, they make me think, and that's how you have to dig for info. It's a sifting. It's like you're mining gold out of the river. It's like you're panning. I'm panning for the nuggets, man. I'm panning. I'm constantly panning. That sluice is working. You know me, how we are, dude. My sluice is working 24-hour day. If I ain't sleeping, Aaron's thinking about, where is the edge? How do I refine the edge even more? Because I know there's so much I don't know. Now, I do walk with my chest out. A lot of guys don't like that, though. But
They
here's
don't.
what I believe. I believe you should go out and you should get yourself some wins, okay? And you should walk with your chest out in your wins. But that's not saying that everything. It's also humbling because I'm studying. So I'm confident, but I'm also humble. I'm two different dudes here. I know I can be effective. I know I can go out and kill it.
You got to
But
walk. You got to walk on the field like Nick Saban.
That's right.
But when they get over, you going right back to blocking and tackling and doing the same things that you had to do.
Fundamental.
So I want to see you win. And what I know is if you don't do these things, you may be okay right now. The next time something happens, the next iceberg probably going to sink you. We didn't need to make a batch buster valve. We didn't like, oh shit, we're broke. Let's make a valve. It wasn't that. It was like, let's make that. I think we didn't need to make a super pump. That's 2 years ago. It was literally when we took that trailer to the guy down in Fort Myers that got hit by the hurricane. It was our first adventure. When we got on the call with the engineering team, was like, hey, this is what we're going to do. And that was 2 years ago. We didn't need to, but what happens is guys don't raise their prices until they hit the iceberg. And then they're like, oh shit, then it's too late. You don't have any runway. You don't have any war chest there to play with. So what we're telling you guys is don't leave money on the table. Get your skills up, learn how to close, learn how to position yourself in the market, know your numbers, really analyze your P&L, analyze that close ratio. Look, you ever seen the Shark Tank where the guys, they go in there and they'll ask them, they're just like, well, I don't know. And they're like, what the hell? You don't know your numbers? But then every once in a while, they'll get some guy walks in and they know it like that. That's a business art. If you don't know your numbers, that means you don't really care about it. Know your numbers, know where you're at in the marketplace, know where you want to go, and promise you can make a lot of money, but you can actually make a legacy business out of this industry. You really can. It's fun. I enjoy it. I enjoy making money. I enjoy the hell out of it. I enjoy changing my family tree. I enjoy giving. I'm very generous, but you can't be generous and you got no damn money. You can't do it. It's wild as hell. You can't do it. I just want to give back. What you going to give? You ain't got nothing. You buried it in the sand. You didn't double it.
But a widow's mite.
See, I told that guy that he was wicked and unprofitable. He put wicked in the same category as unprofitability. And so I don't want to be caught like that. I want to make sure that we are making as much as we can. We're doing an excellent job. We're always learning, making ourselves better. And I'm okay with making a profit. It's actually wild as hell. That's the whole point.
That's the mantra of 2024, guys. Be okay with making a profit, do an excellent job, show up, care about what you're doing. Because I'm going to tell you, there's going to be a price that you throw out there. If somebody gets hairy and they're like, hey, I'm just going to charge $5,000 for this job, you might get it once, right? You might get it once, but the market will hurt you. Okay. Yeah. So don't ever worry about overcharging. If you wanted to go there for too long, the market will say, and your closing ratio will start going down and you'll start closing 10%. And you'll get those real high ticket jobs because 10% of the market, I can't have that. I got to be closing 50% at an above average rate. I got to be sitting at the peak of pricing within that 50% close ratio, that 40-30, I'd say 40% close ratio. Right. That's the point. The point is you could never overcharge for very long.
You can't overcharge. It's not possible.
It's not possible.
You can't. You're ripping people off, washing them. It's literally not possible. The economic system of capitalism and the free market will tell you there's a roof there. You'll hit it. But what we know, what we're telling you guys is there's no bottom. You can go do it for free.
They'll let you.
They'll let you.
I don't let nobody do shit on my property for free.
Err on the side of the other way is what we're saying.
No, see, there's something loaded in this free thing right here, and I ain't about it. He said, no, I just want to clean your stuff for free. I do it for views. No, see, you're doing it for views. See, it ain't for free.
Get Pressure Wash Punk's comment there's pretty good. He said, I'm at home waiting to talk to our contractor doing a $320,000 home renovation. You can't do that by charging chump change.
Hey, and on that, the PWP, we're gonna make a cheers to that, guys. Go out and get this money. We'd love to see you at the Serious Starter event, June 28th, June 29th. Cody, any last words before we cap it off and go make some money today?
Price got to go up.
Price gotta go up. Let's go.